The US dollar is opening a little bit higher after the US holiday yesterday in observance of President's Day. In this video, I'll take a look at the three major currency pairs from a technical perspective to kickstart your day, maybe kickstart your week, by taking a look at the euro versus US dollar, dollar versus yen, and sterling versus US dollar from a technical perspective. So let's get started. Looking at the euro versus US dollar with off the hourly chart, I kind of spread it out a little bit in this video here today. And what you can see is that the price action through here is the swing area that is going to be somewhat key in trading here today. This area encompasses a number of different swing lows through here that form this floor before breaking through the floor on this day, moving sharply to the downside. We retraced back toward that area and moved into the area right through here and here, trying to form a ceiling on once and twice. But in this move to the downside, we broke back to the upside and again tried to hold support, moving up to our high price for the year right here near the 1.05325. We then moved below that level and once again started to use this level as a ceiling. But in trading over the last few days, we saw the price move higher on Friday. In trading yesterday, we did move lower, but we stayed above this swing area through here. In trading here today, we moved to the low of the swing area right through here, and we're now looking to test not only the low of the swing area at 1.04529, but also the rising 100-hour moving average just below that level of 1.04495. So needless to say, the 100-hour moving average and the low of the swing area becomes the key barometer, the key bias defining level for the euro versus US dollar in trading here today. If the price is able to hold support against this area, then we have the potential and move above the high of this swing area, then we have the potential to continue this run to the upside, maybe testing the high price, moving up toward this high area up through here. Conversely, if we start to break and move back below this area, then things get a little bit more dicey. We're starting to take some of the bullishness away that we saw in trading last week. And we look toward this swing area between 1.0432 and 1.0441. Get below that level and we open the door for further downside momentum with the price moving down toward the 200-hour moving average. The 104.05 level is also a level of importance. That level represents the 50% midpoint. Go to the daily chart of the move up from the 2022 low to the 2023 high. 50% comes in at 1.0405, so be aware of that on the downside. So buyers are trying to keep control of the hourly chart. We'll see if they can stay above that moving average, stay above that swing area. Let's take a look at the dollar versus yen next. If you take a look at the hourly chart of this currency pair and trading, actually the last 3 or 4 days, 1, 2, 3 days, the price moved to the downside. And in trading here in the early Asian session, we came down to this swing area defined by just these little swing lows ahead of what was a double bottom that we saw a week ago last Friday. So let's say 7 days ago, this double bottom came at 150.92. The swing area came at 151.19 to 151.34. And as you can see, the low price in trading in the early Asian session bounced off the low of that swing area and rotated back to the upside. We still remain below the 100-hour moving average, below the 200-hour moving average. That's a green, or the blue and green lines in this chart, I should say. And then we have the daily moving averages here with the 100-day moving average up here at 153 and the 200-day moving average right near the 100-hour moving average, so that they're one and the same more or less. This area right here in trading this week is going to be the key barometer for bullish above or bearish or keep the bearish bias. If we're able to stay below that area, then the bias remains to the downside. If we start to move above that area, then the bias shifts back to the upside for the dollar versus yen. So we correct up off of support here. We're now in the middle of between this low area right here and this area right down here. And we'll see which way the market takes us in trading here today. So be aware of those technical extremes and the fact that we're within short-term support and short-term resistance that still give the bias more to the downside as a result of being below all this cluster of moving averages and also holding resistance against the 200-hour moving average on the way on this break to the downside. So understand that dynamic as well. Let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar last. And like the euro versus US dollar, fairly modest trading range. However, in this currency pair, we did break above this swing area, again, defined by different swing lows and swing highs, and you can see how it alternates between being a floor and a ceiling, with the most recent one being a ceiling right through here. We did move above that ceiling area on Friday, and in trading yesterday, we moved above it as well in late trading. So it had 2 shots to get above that level, and actually 3rd shot in trading here today. We tried to get above it in the European session. We couldn't do it. We started to rotate back to the downside. We're now back below the low of that swing area between 1.2596 and 1.2614. That's going to be the barometer for traders, bullish above, bearish below. Stay below, and we'll look toward the 100-hour moving average, which also roughly corresponds with this high right here and this low right through here. So be aware of that in the short term at 124.49 or 125.49. That's the next support target on further downside momentum. If we start to move back above this area at 126.14, the bias just again more to the upside. Although the bias is in that direction in the short term. Better support of being above all the moving averages through here, and then we'd have this swing area up here between 126.59 and 126.70, followed by the falling 100-day moving average, which in another day or so is going to be near this swing area. So be aware of that level as well, near the 126.80. So there you have it. A look at 3 of the major currency pairs to kickstart your trading day. We do have Canada CPI coming out today at 8:30. Also on the economic calendar is NAHB housing starts. That's it for the day. My name is Greg McCloskey. Good fortune through trading. Bye-bye now.